my number two is how he got caught.
Yes.
And that is a miraculous story in and of itself. You talked about a, uh, a potential that was missed on catching him and losing a life over that one
Right.
kid. But um, when he was eventually caught in 1991, is that a guy named Tracy Edwards, he had lured him over for all those purposes, and somewhere in that process, he escaped
Hmm.
and flagged somebody down. And what's the odds? But then we hear of that with other cases sometimes where somebody miraculously gets out and goes and flags somebody down and whatever. And that's uh, when they went into the apartment and found the first gruesome
Yeah,
things that they
that's what
found.
broke this whole case
It did, yeah.
open.
And it led to those that series of interviews with his calm confessions. You know, that whole thing of
Yes, he was so just laid back and calm and easygoing and not at all aggressive with the officers. And as I said when I was summarizing the case, almost just admitting.
yeah.
Well, he was
Oh, he
admitting.
was, yeah, just casually.
Yeah, he was so
But yet,
nonchalant about it.
it seems like we see that, right? Like it's a big cat and mouse game up until that moment, and then it's almost like they vomit.
Right.
There were some serial offenders that the cases I worked with the team when I was on that it was weird that once you would get over that crux and identify them, that um, we had one that I remember the detective rode around and he had murdered, but he was also a prolific sexual offender. I think we may talk about him in a case coming up with Billy Richmond, but he would just casually point out houses where he'd been in, and we'll have to talk about him. He was your literal boogeyman. He would talk about going into a house and kicking some toys around and standing at the foot of the bed and watching a woman sleep and then leave when he decided to leave. So what I'm getting at is that when he got in custody and Detective Borders was interviewing him, he just
Just
like that,
told all.
yeah, casual. No, it was no work at all. On the borderline, maybe bragging,
Right.
but it was weird that he did that. So same thing here is that we have this miracle where somebody gets out of his control. The one thing you probably never wanted to happen.